Good evening, Karina Carvalho with ABC News. Around 1 million voters in Queensland will go to the next state election in a different electorate after a massive shake-up of electoral boundaries. The state's political masterminds are now working furiously behind closed doors to deal with a draft report from the Redistribution Commission. It's proposed 19 new or renamed seats to bring the total to 93.
By the time the Commission's chairman, former Judge Hugh Botting, got to the podium, the boundary changes had already been leaked by a regional newspaper, and he wasn't happy.
The Commission will simply have to take advice as to what, if any, action should be taken in respect of that breach of confidentiality.
The magnitude of the changes has surprised many. Not one electorate remains unchanged, and there'll be 4 more politicians elected to Parliament.
At all times, we have tried to ensure that the people of Queensland will have a fair say at the ballot box. 89
seats become 93. There are 6 new electorates. Most changes are in the southeast, with Ninderry and Bancroft north of Brisbane. Not far from the CBD is the new seat of McAllister. And further south, there's Bonnie on the Gold Coast and Jordan, which sits between Ipswich, Bundamba and Logan. Shane Canute's seat of Dalrymple is no more. His seat has been absorbed into the new seat of Hill, prompting accusations the West is getting a rough deal.
So the very small representation we already have in Queensland Parliament, that's diminished even more. So that's less people to fight the fight on rural and remote issues.
And in Brisbane, Indooroopilly is gone, merged with Mount Cootha into a renamed Maiwar, setting up a possible contest between 2 high-profile MPs, Labor's Stephen Miles and the LNP's Scott Emerson.
This is a pretty big change. We're all still digesting this.
Some political commentators are giving Scott Emerson the edge in Maiwar.
It's got a solid conservative base to work from.
A dilemma for Stephen Miles and the ALP.
Obviously, we're established in the community that I currently represent, but I'm also committed to continuing to serve.
The LNP is wasting no time hitting the campaign trail in the new electorate.
We're going to work hard to keep him here.
But we're careful not to mention the redistribution.
We've had a phone hookup yesterday, and we all agree, all of us, agree that the one thing we need to focus on is Queenslanders, not ourselves.
These changes to the electoral boundaries are the most significant since the Fitzgerald inquiry reforms 25 years ago. The Independent Redistribution Commission operates without fear or favour, but it's the ALP's heavyweights walking with a spring in their step. That can't be tested at the polls until September, when the new electoral rolls will be completed. Daya Clark, ABC News.